See this, everybody? See that, everybody? This is take this job and shove it. I ain't a working here no more. Part 2. So I'm going to give you 7 more reasons why and how you can quietly quit your job in the last few years of your employment, so you don't get. But these are a lot more risky. But take your chances with them. But this is what you want to get out of this crap, this commute, this horrible commute. At least I'm only walking, but thousands and thousands of people are in these commute for hours, sitting in this traffic. This doesn't move for 5-10 minutes at a time. I've been through this traffic before. Are you in any of this traffic? You know, you want to try to stop this and get out of this type of life, this type of life killer. Look at that. Look at that, everybody. Get out of this. Take this job and shove it. What's up, everybody? This is part 2 to the quiet quitting session or chronicle that I just talked about. This is part 2. I think this is a fun subject, and I just wanted to add a few more thoughts to this after I had made my initial list of ways to quiet quit without jeopardizing your job. You know, again, I just want to reiterate, I'm not looking, this is for people who are in the last year or so and they can't afford to quit yet, but they just need to find ways to tolerate their job long enough until they can quit. You know, but you're still responsible. You have your responsibilities. You have your job description. Refer to my first chronicle about this, part 1, to see what I say here. But I wanted to think of more risque ways, if you will, that could push the line of your job of getting in trouble. So you do want to be careful about this. I don't think I do any of these. I have to read through this list, and I'll point out anything I might try to do. But these are more risque, and they flirt with risk. They flirt with you potentially getting in trouble. So let me just get to that. So the first one is feign overload. Say I'm swamped. Dodge new assignments. This is similar to ones before, but this is a little more aggressive. Give the impression that you have too much to do already. And this basically allows you to coast. You don't have to take on any other responsibilities. Number 2, appear busy. Keep spreadsheets open on your desk and documents open on your desk, or keep spreadsheets open up on your desktop. Always have something open. Be sitting at your computer and schedule fake focus time. Put in blackout time on your calendar, your Outlook calendar, and just put something in there. And you could be working on something that that's not really relevant to your job description. I would say I do this. This is one thing I do. It's not appear busy, but it is similar in the fact that I do. I will use some work time to develop my professional skills. So I'll watch videos, and I do take courses on developing my Excel skills. The third one is use meetings to advocate or to your advantage. This is call a lot of meetings or attend a lot of meetings. They kind of they waste time. Say little and take a lot of notes. The meeting alone is your output. Just attending the meeting is your output. You say, oh, I had meetings today. Okay, prove it. Sometimes I'll be sitting in a meeting and I'll be typing. Someone might think I'm taking notes, but I'm actually doing something else. Maybe something a little more personal. That one you have to be careful with. But, the odds are, I output. I have good output. I do my job, so it's very unlikely to be checked on. It's very unlikely to be too risque, at least for me. Number 4, use a strategic delegation. Pass the task down as much as possible to your subordinates. You know, this is, and frame it as empowering or capacity building. I have done this. I had, you know, there might be something that I don't want to do, a calculation I want to do or something, and I'll pass it off to my subordinates. And as a capacity building exercise, it is, and I could do it, but I shouldn't be doing that. I don't want to do it, you know, so I just save my energy, my mental energy in certain things. And there are things that I make up for it. So, I mean, it's a give and take. The thing is, you want to just not always be giving your time and your emotion. 5, hide behind email, delay responses. And I know there are people that do this. Just get bogged down in email. You know, when people come back from leave and they spend their first full day just looking at email, I'm like, what a waste. I basically reset for the most part and tell everybody, if you have something that needs to be attended while I was gone, send it to me. Again, I'm not going to go read a bunch of email. I'll only read the email if I need to refer to it. Number 6, use sick days and other leave creatively. Now this is one that I know the staff, you do this. I'm sure my subordinates, except for one, there's one exception, they'll alternate sick days. They'll alternate taking carers leave. I know it, you know, so every other day, one of them is sick, and then the next week, the other one is sick. So they're not always, I'm sure they're taking these like their leave days. They're not legitimate. I mean, you can't prove it. We only require that someone tell us something or give proof if it's more than 2 days. So you could technically take 2 days sick leave and never be asked a question about it. And so they do use them, you know, they're using them as leave days. You know, and I think that we have a policy where you can only carry over 5 leave days a year, and almost every staff does it. And I'm like, how do you still have leave days when you're out for carers leave, you're out for sick days? I mean, just, you know, and it's one of those battles I don't try to defend. For me, as long as they do their job, I'm fine with it. I think they're quiet quitting, even though they're much younger than I am. So I don't like it. I don't do that. So when I do, if I'm sick, which is extremely rare, I'll still work from home. You know, so I have never done that. I've gone to sick with malaria. I've gone to work sick with malaria. I've worked at home sick with malaria, with different things, you know, COVID. So that's not really one way that I do it, but staff do it, and I know it's a bit excessive. I don't like it, but you can't really do anything about it. Another one is to do long lunches. You know, take a long lunch. This is similar to what I'm kind of doing now. I mean, this is an extended lunch period. I'm fasting right now, so I'm not doing anything. I'm not using the time for eating, but I am taking a little time to walk around. It's really humid. Oh my gosh. And I am a bit sitting in the sun here, so you can probably see it on my face. I'm gonna end up being burnt. So part of number 8, you know, if you have flexibility in your office with your position, take walks, you know. That's what I'm doing now. I have an extreme amount of flexibility in the office. I can come and go and no one would bat an eye. It's not usual for me to go out, so I just usually find ways to do that maybe in the office, you know, some of the other ways. Work from home. One of the staff I've mentioned before, I know he works from home. If you work from home, I mean, you can do whatever you want. I've done that. I've gone to the pool at lunchtime or over, you know, odd hours, but I'm making sure I get my job done. And yeah, I think that these are practical ways for you to make work situation work better for you. You know, in the end, your emotional state is the most important. And if you just don't have that much time left and you just can't stand being where you are, find those ways to keep your mental state strong, and make having to go to work more enjoyable. You know, it's a choice, you know, and I really think that it's a mindset. You know, you need to adjust your mind to accept what it is, change what you can't change, what you can change. But if you can't change it and you only have to tolerate a little bit, just do that. You know, just take care of yourself and be true to yourself. From a very, very hot and humid day here in Laos, or not Laos, where am I? My mind's in Laos, my heart's in Laos. It's much hotter in Laos, I can tell you that, but I won't be sitting in the sun. So, a very hot, humid day here in Bangkok. Take care of yourself, everybody. God bless you, and thank you for joining me on this side of the world. And until the next one, be good to yourself, take it slow, and see ya.